My name is Alan Howell, and I have a message for union leaders. The only way to ensure that a political revolution happens in our lifetimes is to believe that anything and everything is possible. When it comes to negotiations, we've been working within the parameters set by corporate boards and executives for far too long. Instead of a balance of power, an idea that might be called shared governance in the field of education and in other areas, what we need is democratic power that includes the input of creators, managers, financiers, and so forth, but that also powerfully favors those who are doing most of the actual work. What most working class Americans now possess is nothing like true freedom. They are kept just comfortable enough so that they will continue to serve as cogs in the machinery, but their productivity has been hijacked, especially those who work 40 or more hours per week and yet still must apply for public assistance. Using data by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average productivity per American worker has increased approximately 400% since 1950. The productivity of the labor force has increased dramatically, but wages have been uncoupled from that productivity. From top to bottom, from the highest paid to the lowest paid wage earners, all of us receive a meager fraction of the true fruits of our labor. Our wages, adjusted for inflation, are nothing like 400% higher than wages were in 1950. The number of hours we work per week also is not 400% lower. The American dream is predicated on the bedrock principle that hard work pays off. We have been taught to believe that A, the harder a person works, B, the more skill and talent a person possesses, and C, the more ability a person has to work well with others, the more success each such person ought to be able to enjoy. That's what the concept of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness probably means to most Americans. And a majority of people who want to make America great again probably would accept that definition. This is the message I have for union honchos. If you continually hear yourself saying things to the rank and file that might lead them to believe that, quote, we are doing the best we can under the current conditions, unquote, you've gotten a little too cozy with upper management. Given the fact that no work gets done unless workers do it, I'd say that we need to raise our expectations a great deal. Without the full empowerment of the labor force, the American dream is dead on arrival. If workers continually are being told that what they can and cannot achieve is decided by society's owners, then the workers need to do whatever is necessary to become their own owners through a truly democratic process. Bernie Sanders says that if he becomes president, he will become the organizer-in-chief. He knows that the societal changes he has dreamed of his entire life cannot possibly be achieved without force being applied. He knows that our current owners won't give away their power without a fight. For this force to remain within nonviolent channels, the power of organized labor must be unleashed. Bernie knows that he can't take on the big money interests without the help of a well-organized labor force. Bernie is the only candidate for president who speaks this way. Not Joe Biden, not Elizabeth Warren, not Kamala Harris, not Pete Buttigieg, nobody. For that reason, if a union's rank and file are paying attention, they will insist that their unions endorse Bernie Sanders in this election cycle. If our union leaders hijack the endorsement process, then they are serving as controlled opposition for the current owners, and we should act like good union members and make sure that such hijacking does not happen twice. Here is a good example of controlled opposition from an article by Caton Weiss that I'll link to in the information section below this video. Quote, but controlled opposition can also take on another form, one that doesn't over-radicalize the opposition movement, but rather sterilizes it by tempering the convictions of its members. An example of this would be Gabriel Riquetti, Count of Maribor, who during the French Revolution established himself as a key revolutionary leader, while at the same time supporting a more moderate vision of constitutional monarchy. It was discovered after his death that he was actually being paid by King Louis XVI the entire time. Unquote. Rikitti was a key revolutionary leader who served the monarchy by watering down the expectations of his followers. We have seen this sort of leadership from the DNC for years. I've seen it in my own union for years. If you are one of the many union leaders who have been endorsing people such as Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, or Elizabeth Warren, who make no mistake has no intention of becoming organizer-in-chief, then you should resign right now. You are both a traitor and a thief. You are controlled opposition and deserve to be removed from power.